Yeah, it's really cold in here.
What we're dealing with here is Pendle Hill.
Chilling. It was just so creepy. It was almost like he was mocking us.
My head goes to like, where does this come from? It's terrifying.
Oh yes,
it's a growl.
Sounds to me like
a growl.
Yeah.
When we opened my Haunted Pendle Hill, I said that the paranormal doesn't work in this way and that it will take time to establish what is going on here. I could not have been more wrong. Did witchcraft take place here, in this area?
Hi, I'm Rob. I attended the Pendle Hill farmhouse investigation last Saturday, the 8th of February, with my wife Gina. Around halfway through the night, we conducted a group paracast session in the Barley Room, which is the main entrance room to the building. I recorded the session using this H1 Zoom microphone, which I attached to a tripod and placed it in the vestibule next to the main room, which is the area where there is another entrance into the property along a hallway and also a bathroom toilet. It was about 10 minutes into the session, about 20 past 10, when Danny, who was leading the session, was talking about the witch trials to try and get some answers through that or some interaction. We didn't hear anything at all at that stage, nothing live at all. It wasn't until the next day, when I was reviewing my recordings from the evening, that this voice, this crackly, low voice came through at the point where Danny was talking about witchcraft in that building.
Did witchcraft take place here, in this area? What has happened here in the last 2 to 3 weeks? I've never seen anything like it.
We are about to host our first sleepover lockdown investigation at the house. But first, we must review the whirlwind of activity that has been captured here.
3 weeks ago, this doorway, right here, something happened. 2 guests were sat on that couch. Saz, they heard a baby cry coming out of this room.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the best thing for me about that experience and watching them on the cameras was that these guests, I know one in particular, Adele, she's been investigating for 15 years. She said that is hands down the best thing she has ever experienced, because she doesn't ever really get to experience anything like that in person. This place is just another level. I don't think I've ever questioned before whether I want to be somewhere or not. This has done it for me. Quite a chilling moment, but not the most chilling we've had here yet.
48 hours later, Gibbsy, Rob Ellis, one of our guests, using his own digital voice recorder in that exact area, because we said, look, a couple of nights ago we heard a baby cry. He put his voice recorder in there. That's just intelligent investigating. The sound of, I can't describe this noise. I asked, did witchcraft take place here? And it's like something going, rah, 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 rah.
It's a disgusting sound. It's unnerving. I've said time and time again about this building. This building unnerves me. These noises aren't nice noises. You know, the sound of a baby crying, we've had that in other venues, we all know that.
I heard that.
I don't know if it was just the door in the wind maybe, but it didn't sound like the door. The things I've seen in this building in the 3 weeks that we've been running investigations now have made me ask even deeper questions of the questions I was asking before, but on an even deeper level, because I can't fathom out what is going on in this place.
It is well documented in Thomas Potts' account, and Simon will back me up on this. James Device, over a period of 3 nights, heard the sound of babies crying and cats wailing at Malkin Tower. Are we witnessing the same things here? Simon, I know that you are a man of science. You are not necessarily into the paranormal. The things that we have told you now and that you are going to see on camera, tell me how that makes you feel.
Well, it's quite exciting, to be honest with you. It really is, to actually be in this atmosphere regarding that grunting noise. It could have been a spirit that couldn't speak like we could. He probably wouldn't understand our English as much as the English that he was used to. We are looking at peasants, really, that wouldn't use what we call plain text English. They would probably find it a bit confusing to talk to us, really, but I'm not saying they're not there, that's for sure.
Now, we get this premises, and as Danny alluded to, we didn't expect any activity. We thought it might build up over time, and then boom, voices, things moving, everyone getting freaked out, even to the point where Gibbsy and Saz don't want to stay there anymore. People will try and jump on the bandwagon saying, yeah, you are fake. Things, you know, this is the paranormal in general. People will try and debunk any situation we do. So when we start getting things from the offset, part of us are thinking, how can we release this? Because it shouldn't be kicking off straight away. And yet it does. And we've got to show the evidence. But I'm still concerned that people are going to go, well, actually you brought another haunted location and it's all this activity is happening. What am I meant to do, guys? This is unbelievable, this place.
I never thought I'd seen anything like my haunted hotel, but here, this is Pendle Hill, epitomised in one location. But this isn't the team capturing this evidence. This is the guests. Guys, we are now making our way through the Pendle Room, through Lower Wellhead Library, and we are going to make our way upstairs into room 1.
Watch the steps.
Now, room 1 provided one of the most disturbing things I've ever heard in my entire career of paranormal investigating, and this is the room. This is the room right here. Now, funnily enough, the synchronicity here is huge, because this is the room where the son of the family, who was deeply affected by paranormal activity, had most of his experiences. We are starting to find links here, not only to the Pendle Witch story, but to the activity that drove the family out of this property. Now, we are going to show Simon for the first time this evidence. Saz has got it on her phone. I can't even begin to describe this. Take a look.
So there was 2 guests in this room, 2 ladies. They had an EVP recorder and they were just calling out in the room. Mm-hmm. One of them says, "It's really cold in here." And after she says that, you hear a voice that isn't either of the ladies in this room repeat something.
Right.
It's intelligent. Mm. The voice is, it's just awful. I'll play it for you.
Yeah, it's really cold in here.
Really cold. He did say that's cold, yeah.
So any spirits here with us? Yeah, it's really cold in here.
Really cold. He did say that's cold, yeah.
I heard that in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost repeats what she says, like really cold. Ha ha ha.
But there was an accent with that, wasn't there? Mm-hmm. There was actually an accent, a Lancastrian accent.
Is that what that was?
But yes, it was, but also very, very elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cold in here.
Really cold. He did say that's cold, yeah.
How do you begin to explain how a man's voice mimics 2 guests and laughs at them when there's no male in the room with them? How do you begin to explain the sound of a dog in a building when there are no animals?
Down there a minute. All right. Yeah. Down there a minute. All right. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's a growl.
Sounds to me
It's
like
a growl.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like a dog that's just about to, dare I say, pounce.
100%. And I think obviously the recording on here, we just videoed what we just watched, so the audio isn't as clean as it could be.
The drive up there was creepy enough, but when we arrived at the property, I just felt an overwhelming sense of dread. We'd gone upstairs to room 1, and on entering room 1, I just felt this overwhelming sense of dread. It really felt uncomfortable to me. Paula, who I went with, has a different version of events. She felt quite calm in that room. I didn't. It was really cold in there. The whole place was cold, but that place the bedroom was a different atmosphere for me. Paula had the digital voice recorder going for short bursts, and at one point we actually switched places, and I went over by the door because I've just felt that uncomfortable. I just felt like I was being watched. And shortly after we left the room, and it wasn't until we went back downstairs and we played the recording back that we picked up on the voice. That alone was chilling. It was just so creepy. It was almost like he was mocking us.
This farmhouse in Pendle is a literal hellhole. The stuff that's coming out, it almost feels like it's kind of out of our depth in a way. We've got this mimicking activity, there's childlike stuff going on, but it's got such a dark, sinister twist to it here, and I don't know if I want to find out why and what's going on there. So, of all the places I've investigated, which, you know, has been up and down the country over the years, hundreds of different locations, this place just has such a dark feel in comparison to anywhere I have been before. I don't think I've ever witnessed activity to this level, this serious, this concerning.
Dogs play a huge part in the Pendlewick story. 4 dogs. Fancy, belonging to Anne Whittle, commonly known as Bessie Chattox. Tib, belonging to Alison Devise. Dandy, belonging to James Devise. And Bull, belonging to Elizabeth Devise. These dogs were the very devil in disguise, and they were familiars, and they gave these women special powers. They would suckle from their flesh, take their souls, and they would tell them to fashion clay pictures in the form of clay but with human hair and human teeth, taken from Newchurch Cemetery, which is within half a mile of where we are now, really. And then the dogs would tell them to select certain victims and tell them to crumble the clay picture over a fire, and people were dying. But what we find so fascinating with this whole story, Dan, is we have actual admissions of witchcraft.
If people were watching this episode and watching for the first time, they would think, I don't believe it. There's no way. And I don't blame you, because I would be exactly the same. In your shoes, I would be watching this thinking, these guys have just got a venue on Pendle Hill and all these things, the most incredible things are happening. But those who've been with us on this journey so far, they know us, and they know that we don't mess with this sort of thing. We can't deny it's there. We have camera proof to back it up. The things that are being captured at the moment are from guests.
Me and Danny was in here, the barley room, which is the entrance to the building, and we was doing the briefing, and we must have been in the building, 5 minutes with the guests, and this door here was shut, like it is now, and we're stood here doing the briefing, Danny's talking, and the door just opens as such. I'm stood about here, I look at the door, look around, and it was a really weird moment, because when this door is closed, that door is closed. It doesn't just open on its own. And actually, it doesn't move when it is open. It's not like it swings. So what caused that door to open?
It frustrates me because I have been working for my haunted project now for 3 years, and one of the biggest challenges that I think us as a team face is trying to explain this project and the format, because it is complex, and getting it out to a worldwide audience and trying to get them on board to understand why we're doing it, why the 24/7 surveillance works. It is a huge challenge, but as I sit here now and I look back on the last couple of weeks and the evidence that has been captured on the in-house cameras here at My Haunted Pendle Hill, it absolutely sums up what My Haunted project is. It is real people having real experiences. And that is the biggest thing, because the guests that have come into this house have captured the activity on their devices, their digital microphones. They have heard these things happening in the room with them, and our cameras have backed that up. We can't sit here and go, here is proof of ghosts, but we can sit here and say that we can't explain what's going on in this building, and it is disturbing. It is very, very disturbing, to the point where I actually sent a voice note in our WhatsApp group to the team saying, guys, you've got to be careful here. What we're dealing with here is Pendle Hill. It is totally unique. There is no need to sell this location, because Pendle Hill has got something going on that is not of this world. And right here in this 400-year-old farmhouse, we are capturing it on camera.
Both of our UK locations were about to be visited by Ghost Trip Investigation, a channel with almost 1 million followers on both Facebook and TikTok. What Dan and Adam were about to capture live at My Haunted Pendle Hill was truly disturbing.
Oh, that's disgusting.
How has that not picked it up on there?
Oh my God.
Oh, good God, that's awful.
I'm still in this room in here when that's being played.
Yeah.
I'm still upstairs and his face is on the camera.
Yeah, no,
it's not him.
I can... Oh my
Who's
God.
that? Who is that?
Your face is on camera. I'm upstairs.
Nah. How have they not picked that up on the camera?
Go show them.
There.
Yeah. So when I was trying
it's
to
almost
play,
gasping for like a gasp for breath or
yeah,
something.
it's like someone was being.
When I say right behind me,
yeah,
it was right behind me.
It's disturbing. That room.
It's that room.
That room's
awful.
disturbing.
It's that room.
Yeah, that room is massively disturbing in this building.
It sounds louder on here. The
more-
fact that the camera's on you and I'm upstairs,
Yeah.
and there's no one else in the room.
No.
That is right by you.
Oh,
It's almost like I don't want to say the words, but like a choking.
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
I noticed everyone on the live was saying it sounded like choking.
Oh my God! If you could send me that clip as well.
Yeah.
With everything that had happened since opening the doors here, we were now about to host our first overnight lockdown, and you can investigate here for yourself by heading to the website below.
To the proximity. It is 100% guaranteed that the so-called Pendle Witches would have walked on the very, very ground that we are now on. They'd have seen this location every day. The connection, I believe, would have been through Alice Nutter.
We are here at the Hell House.
It's pretty accurate, to be fair.
We've just done a good hour and a half with Simon Entwistle downstairs talking about the theories behind the Pendle Witch trials, and we heard a couple of noises which you guys are going to review shortly whilst it was happening. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to experiment with him with that theory that when you talk about stuff happens. Now, the things that have been popping off in this gaff.
Popping off in this gaff.
Popping off in this gaff.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just been. I feel like I've told so many people already, but
It's unnerving, isn't it?
I have never experienced anything like it. Never. The intelligence of it, how clear the voice was that came through, my dog snarling. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well, I had, while I was in here with guests, showing them the review of the dog.
Oh, a man talking?
Yeah, in my
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
Between me and a guest, and we both looked at each other, and he did it again, but it's caught on the camera as well.
Did someone just close? Did you just? Oh. No, I didn't stop it.
I heard that.
Was it Dan laughing?
No, it's just happened twice
Yeah.
in this room.
Yeah.
Dan, did you not hear that?
No, I didn't.
I thought you were clearing your throat.
No.
And then it happened
Again.
Guys, we've got 10 guests in here tonight. They're all project regulars, we would say, and they are just about to embark on their first session. I'm leaving this house soon because I've got to edit the Amazon show. But you two, and Caravici, who is rocking up at 1 a.m. for some reason.
Dedication for you, that.
Professor, innit?
He is. You guys are staying the night in one bed.
Well, so far we've got one, so might be comfortable.
I don't know if I'll sleep.
Maybe then.
I've told you,
Me, Gibbsy and Caravan.
I'm Banji the middle.
No, I don't think I'm
I've
going
got the caravan.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to sleep, in all honesty.
No, it could be a mad night, and we can't wait to see what happens.
In true paranormal investigation, nothing is ever guaranteed. And on this night, with so much anticipation, not a single thing happens. And here at My Haunted Project, we are not afraid to tell you when guests witness absolutely nothing at our locations. But a week later, the building starts to stir once more.
Get out. What the was that?
Dan is locking up the building after an event. He is completely alone in the house when our cameras capture the sound of a female humming from within. Our camera in the barley room captures the sound at its clearest, meaning it was closest to this room. Earlier that night, 2 guests had also witnessed strange activity in this room. And remember, weeks earlier, this is where we had captured 2 compelling moments.
Did witchcraft take place here, in this area?
If that's you, could you bang again? Oh my god, we've just had a real big bang to my right. That's on the door.
That's it now for you guys.
When we go to the hotel and we do our investigations and guests come in, the hotel feels generally nice. The experiences we have there are exciting, and you get that adrenaline rush where you're excited to hear the knocks and see the doll fall. I can't explain to you enough how different it feels here. The activity that we get here doesn't feel the same. When something happens, you feel anxious, you feel worried, you feel a bit scared. It just isn't the same, and I've never experienced a location like this before.
It's definitely got more of a creep factor than My Haunted Hotel. It feels uneasy in there. We can't see any patterns at the moment. There's no noise pollution whatsoever. This place is seriously evil.
Nestled here on the side of Pendle Hill, we await to see what else our 24/7 surveillance can document. And as real people continue to investigate our 400-year-old farmhouse, it is their experiences that will tell this story. This is My Haunted Pendle Hill.